Hi, this is Nicholas Bell with IONCINEMA, here to review Moffie, the fourth film directed by the South African auteur Oliver Hermanus, which premiered at the 2019 Venice Film Festival in the Horizon Sidebar. It's since been nominated for a BAFTA. Hermanus co-wrote with Jack Sidey. They were nominated for Screenplay for BAFTA. It's based on a novel by Andre Carl van der Merwe, and it's set in 1981, South Africa, of course during apartheid. This particular era in their history, South Africa is having difficulties with neighboring country of Angola. Anybody 16 years or older is conscripted to serve at the border and deal with this conflict. They're interested in stopping the rise of communism and upholding, the racism that they have going in place there. We focus on a young man named Nicholas, played by Luke Brummer, basically making his debut. It's notable that he holds a British passport. It is at least half British, and that in that case, they potentially could be exempt from serving. But we are also kind of put together that he has a strained relationship with his divorced parents. And again, a testament to Hermanus, he really does keep things not so obvious, which I think makes this, while it's a slow burn art house film, actually work really well, especially after the end credits. Anyhow, of course, boot camp is trauma, especially for a closeted homosexual. A pair of young men, of course, are caught fraternizing sexually and are sent off to a dreaded place called Ward 22, which is basically a psychiatric unit. Some other various things happen, and then one night there's a connection between Nicholas and another soldier named Stefan, played by Ryan de Villiers, who kind of makes a pass at him. After that night, they're very cold towards one another, and there's another notable scene that's using spin the bottle as a mechanism, where the men punch each other in the face until the other gives up in the barracks, which of course is a metaphor, or really the only way that they can be physical without being shamed. And there's a lot of visual metaphors that Hermanus uses a lot that I think are quite effective. And he also doesn't shy away from showing Nicholas as kind of, he's diminished as a person, he's hiding his sexuality, but he also is clearly not standing up for his own beliefs or what his beliefs they might even be, as compared to the only other friendly kind of empathetic person in here, Sax, played by Michael Vey, who pretty much calls out what they're doing as bullshit. There are a couple sequences where Hermanus goes out of his way to show the treatment of black Africans, and Nicholas is just kind of a silent observer. So he really does kind of at least try to approach this intersectionality of how we should be empathizing with Nicholas, but also, holding him accountable. The title, by the way, of course, is the Afrikaans slur for gay men. Shot by Jamie Ramsay, who also shot Beauty, Hermanus' second film, which was South Africa's official submission for Best Foreign Language Film at that time. It also won the Queer Palm at Cannes, where it premiered in Un Certain Regard. And that, again, I think is also a powerful film from Hermanus, who all of his films are great. I think Shirley Adams is a very low-key character study with some great performances, as is The Endless River. But I think Beauty and Moffie really are where he shines as a filmmaker. And although it is based on a novel, there's one very compelling sequence, which is the childhood memory at a public swimming pool with Nicholas, that I think is very striking, as is the end of the film, which is ambiguous potentially. I think that it's very definite about what it's doing, but there are a lot, even in the ambiguity of that, there are some excellent pieces of eloquence. It overall reminded me of early Verhoeven, who dealt head-on quite explicitly with sexuality in films like The Fourth Man, but this really, and Turkish Delight, of course, but Spetters, it really has that same kind of vibe in its dealings with homophobia that I thought were impressive. I also really like the score and the splashes of classical music throughout, and 80s period pop as well. Overall, I would give Moffie 3.5 out of 5 stars. Thank you.
Hey, this is Eric from IONCINEMA.com. If you want to support us, subscribe below. For more reviews, interviews, film festival coverage from Sundance, Cannes, Toronto, you want to check out these guys on this side.